Have you ever sat in front of the mirror and felt like makeup suddenly became harder than it used to be? Many women over 60 tell me the products and techniques that once worked now settle, crease, or make them look older instead of refreshed. The beautiful truth is that with a few simple beginner-friendly steps, you can look brighter, lifted, and effortlessly elegant. Stay with me, because one of the final tips brings everything together in a way most women never expect. This first step instantly makes every other product look better. One of the biggest frustrations women over 60 share is that makeup seems to sit on top of the skin instead of blending in. Dryness, fine lines, and texture make even the best products look patchy. It can feel discouraging when you are trying to look fresher, and the result does the opposite. The good news is that nothing transforms mature makeup faster than the right skin prep. As we age, our skin loses moisture more quickly, and makeup clings to those dry areas. When the surface is thirsty, concealer and tint gather in lines and make you look tired. This is not a failure on your part. It is simply how mature skin behaves. Hydration gives your face the smooth canvas you thought you had lost. Start with a gentle moisturizer that feels comfortable on your skin. You do not need anything fancy. Look for something lightweight that absorbs well, so makeup does not slide around. Give yourself a slow, soft massage as you apply it. This helps the product melt in and brings a little natural glow to the surface. If you spend time outdoors, choose a moisturizer with sunscreen or add an SPF afterward. This simple step protects your skin and prevents further dullness or discoloration. You will notice that makeup sits more evenly, blends more easily, and lasts longer. It creates that soft, hydrated base that makes everything else look better. Once your skin feels comfortable and nourished, you can move into creating a natural evenness without heavy foundation. A natural, fresh canvas is possible without full coverage. Many women over 60 say foundation feels heavy, settles into lines, or makes them look older. It is completely understandable to avoid it when every attempt seems to highlight texture you would rather soften. The truth is, you do not need full coverage to look polished. You only need a gentle way to even out the areas that distract you. As skin matures, color can become uneven. You may notice shadows around the eyes, redness around the nose, or small patches of discoloration. When you try to cover everything, the face can look flat. When you brighten only the areas that need it, the whole face looks younger and more awake without any trace of makeup. Start with a tinted moisturizer, a light BB cream, or even a sheer sunscreen with a hint of color. These products melt into the skin and even things out without sitting heavily on the surface. Use your fingers for the most natural blend. The warmth of your hands helps. Everything disappears seamlessly. Then spot correct the areas that truly need attention, rather than applying product everywhere. A tiny dab around the inner corners of the eyes lifts the whole gaze. A soft touch around the nose reduces redness. You can gently pat a little over any sunspots that feel distracting. Keep the amount small so the skin still looks like skin. This approach gives you a fresh, radiant finish that looks real and feels comfortable. Once your base feels light and natural, you can brighten the delicate under-eye area without emphasizing lines. If you are finding this helpful so far, tap like and subscribe. It really supports the channel and helps more women discover these beginner-friendly tips. Stay with me because the last point might surprise you. You can brighten your eyes without emphasizing texture. The under-eye area changes so much after 60 that many women simply stop using concealer altogether. It often settles, creases, or makes the eyes look tired instead of refreshed. The problem is not your skin. It is usually the amount of product and the technique used. You only need a small touch of brightness to make a meaningful difference. Shadows near the inner corner of the eyes are common as volume changes with age. This can create a hollow effect that makes you look more tired than you feel. Instead of covering the entire under eye, focus only on the darkest point. When you brighten that small area, the whole face lifts without drawing attention to fine lines. Use a lightweight, hydrating concealer and apply the tiniest amount with your ring finger. Warm it between your fingertips and tap gently at the inner corner, working outward just enough to soften the shadow. Avoid pulling the product toward the fine lines at the outer edge. Less is more here and creates the most natural result. This small adjustment makes the eyes look brighter, more awake and more youthful without the heaviness that many women fear. Neutral bridge. Once the eyes feel softly lifted, you can bring even more harmony to the face by addressing redness around the nose and cheeks. Small adjustments bring instant harmony to the face. Redness around the nose, chin, or upper cheeks is one of the most common concerns women over 60 mention. Even if the rest of your complexion looks smooth, this small area can create the impression of irritation or uneven texture. The good news is that correcting it takes only a moment and makes the entire face look calmer and more polished. As we age, the skin becomes thinner and more delicate. Tiny vessels near the nose or around the nostrils can become more visible. When this redness shows through, makeup can sometimes sit unevenly, drawing attention to the exact places you want to soften. By gently toning down these areas, everything else on your face looks more balanced. Use a small amount of your concealer or tinted product and press it lightly into the sides of the nose rather than brushing it across the skin. Patting helps it melt into the surface without gathering or looking heavy. If the upper cheeks have a little extra warmth, use whatever is left on your finger to soften that color. This keeps things natural and avoids a mask-like finish. You will immediately notice that your features look more defined and your skin tone appears more even with minimal makeup. Once the center of the face feels balanced, adding gentle definition to the brows can transform the entire look. Gentle definition frames the entire face. Brows often become thinner, lighter, and more uneven after 60, and many women feel unsure about how to fill them without looking overdone. Sparse brows can make the eyes appear smaller and the face look less structured. A soft, natural shape brings everything back into harmony and makes you look instantly more polished. As we age, the brows lose some of their natural fullness. This can cause the upper face to look less lifted. The goal is not to redraw a dramatic new brow, but to restore the quiet structure that was already there. Even a few well-placed strokes can soften the whole expression and bring warmth back to the eyes. Start by brushing your brows upward so you can see the natural outline. Then, using a fine pencil, add light strokes only where the hair is missing. Think of it as replacing what time has faded rather than creating something new. Begin in the middle of the brow where mistakes are less noticeable, then work gently toward the front. Keep the hand soft and the lines short so the result looks like real hair. Finish by brushing through again to blend everything. This blurs any harsh lines and leaves the brows looking naturally full. Once your brows feel softly defined, you can elevate them even more by choosing a flattering shade that adds subtle warmth and youthfulness. The right shade makes brows look youthful and soft. One reason many women over 60 avoid filling in their brows is that the color often looks too dark or too harsh. A mismatched shade can age the face quickly, even when the shape is beautiful. Choosing the right tone brings softness, warmth, and a natural sense of fullness that flatters every feature. As hair changes with age, brows often shift toward gray or a lighter brown. If you choose a pencil that matches the darkest parts of your hair, the result can look sharp or drawn on. What you want is a shade that echoes the natural softness of mature brows. This creates a gentle frame for the eyes without overwhelming them. Look for a pencil that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than your hair if your hair is dark, or 1 to 2 shades deeper if your hair is silver or white. Taupe is an excellent universal option because it blends with both cool and warm undertones. When you test a color, swipe it lightly on the back of your hand. If it looks soft rather than strong, it is the right direction. Using a lighter shade also gives you more control. You can build slowly without the fear of creating heavy lines. The result is a pair of brows that look naturally fuller and beautifully balanced. Once your brows feel enhanced, but subtle, you can move on to defining the eyes in a way that brightens without adding weight. You can bring back brightness without harsh lines. Many women over 60 worry that eye makeup will make their eyes look smaller or emphasize texture on the lids. Bold lines and dark shadows that once looked beautiful can now feel heavy. The goal is not to create drama, but to gently enhance the natural shape of your eyes so they look refreshed and open. As skin softens with age, strong eyeliner draws attention to every tiny crease. This often creates the opposite effect of what you want. A softer approach brings definition without adding weight. When you replace thick lines with subtle emphasis, your eyes regain that lively sparkle you thought was gone. Start by choosing a pencil in a soft brown or deep gray. These shades define the lash line without creating a harsh contrast. Instead of drawing a long line, make a few tiny dots or short strokes along the base of the upper lashes. Then use your fingertip or a small brush to smudge them slightly. This creates a gentle shadow that gives depth to the eyes. The result is a naturally lifted look that feels effortless and elegant. Once you feel comfortable with soft definition, you can enhance your lashes even more with a technique that makes them appear fuller without applying heavy liner. A subtle technique that makes lashes look fuller. Many women over 60 avoid eyeliner because it feels too harsh or difficult to apply. Thick lines can drag the eye downward and emphasize sagging lids. Tight lining offers the same definition, but with a softer, almost invisible effect that enhances your natural beauty without any heaviness. As we age, the space between the lashes becomes more noticeable. Traditional eyeliner sits on top of the skin, which can exaggerate texture. Tight lining, however, fills the small gaps at the base of the lashes. This creates the illusion of thicker, darker lashes without drawing attention to the lid. To try it, choose a smooth pencil that glides easily. Look down into your mirror and gently lift your upper lid just enough to reach the lash line. Press the pencil into the roots of the lashes using tiny motions. You do not need to draw a full line. The goal is to deepen the color where the lashes grow. This gives your eyes a soft, defined look, even with minimal makeup. The effect is subtle, yet powerful, making the eyes appear brighter and the lashes naturally fuller. Once your lash line feels softly enhanced, you can make an even greater impact by using a mascara technique that opens the eyes beautifully. A small shift creates a lifted, wide-awake look. Mascara can make a remarkable difference for women over 60, yet many feel unsure about how to apply it without clumping or weighing down the lashes. The secret is not more mascara. It is placing it where it creates the most lift and brightness. As lashes thin with age, they often lose their natural curl and density. When mascara is applied heavily from root to tip, the lashes can droop or feel stiff. This draws the eye downward and makes you look tired. A more strategic application focuses the attention on the outer corners, where even a small lift can open the entire gaze. Begin by curling your lashes if they need a little help. Then apply mascara mainly to the upper lashes, starting at the outer third of the eye. Wiggle the wand gently before sweeping upward. Add a second light coat only to the ends. This creates soft, elegant length without clumping. If your eyes are sensitive, skip the lower lashes entirely to avoid smudging or emphasizing shadows. This technique gives a bright, refreshed appearance that looks effortless. Neutral bridge. Once the eyes feel gently uplifted, you can refresh them even further with a touch of color that feels natural and low effort. A whisper of color can refresh the whole face. Many women over 60 avoid eyeshadow because they feel it settles into creases or looks too dramatic. The truth is, you do not need complex blending or bold colors. A soft wash of the right shade can brighten the eyes, soften the expression, and make you look instantly more awake. As lids become more textured, shimmer or deep hues can draw attention to areas you want to minimize. That does not mean eyeshadow is off limits. It simply means choosing a formula that flatters mature skin rather than fighting it. A matte or satin taupe, soft rose or muted beige can bring a gentle lift without any effort. Start by applying a tiny amount of your chosen shade on the mobile lid with your finger. Tap instead of rubbing so the product sits smoothly on the skin. You only need enough to create a hint of depth. If you want a little more brightness, press a touch of a lighter shade on the center of the lid. This softens shadows and gives the eyes a refreshed glow. The effect is natural, polished, and completely beginner-friendly. Once your eyes feel softly enhanced, you can bring even more balance to your face by restoring gentle shape to the lips. You can reclaim definition with a soft hand. As lips lose volume with age, their natural outline can become less visible. Many women over 60 worry that lip liner will look harsh, obvious, or dated. The key is not to redraw a new mouth, but to softly restore the shape you already have so your lipstick stays put and your smile looks naturally defined. With time, the edges of the lips fade and fine lines appear around the mouth. When color bleeds outward, it can make the makeup look messy. A gentle liner creates a clean boundary that keeps everything in place. This small step enhances the entire face without ever looking overdone. Choose a liner that matches your natural lip color rather than your lipstick. This creates the most seamless effect. Start at the center of your top lip and make tiny strokes along the aviti natural border. Avoid pressing too hard or creating long lines. You are simply giving back a shape that has softened over the years. Repeat the same light strokes on the bottom lip and blend inward with your fingertip. Your lips will look fuller, smoother, and more even, all while maintaining a soft, natural appearance. Once the shape feels restored, you can choose colors that bring warmth and brightness back to your entire complexion. The right shade brings instant vitality. Many women over 60 feel unsure about which lip colors still flatter them. Shades that once felt fresh can now look flat or drain the complexion. The goal is not to go brighter or bolder. It is to choose tones that add gentle warmth and bring life back to the face. As the skin changes with age, natural pigmentation softens, and lips can lose some of their youthful pink tone. When a lip color is too cool or too brown, it can make the entire face appear tired. A shade with a hint of peach, rose, or soft berry can brighten the complexion without looking heavy or loud. To find your perfect everyday color, lightly smile and notice the natural tone inside your lip. Choose a lipstick that echoes that shade, but with a touch more vibrancy. Satin or creamy textures work beautifully on mature lips because they smooth lines without sinking into them. Avoid very matte formulas unless they are hydrating, as they can make the mouth look tight or flat. When you pick the right shade, you will instantly look more awake and refreshed, even with minimal makeup. Once your lips feel softly revived, you can add a touch of color to the cheeks to lift the entire expression. A soft wash of color adds healthy radiance. Blush can be intimidating for beginners, especially after 60, when the wrong placement can drag the face downward or make the cheeks look heavy. Yet the right touch of color can bring back freshness, warmth, and a natural sense of vitality. As the face loses volume with age, the center of the cheeks can appear lower than before. When blush is applied too far down or too close to the nose, it can make the face look tired. A higher placement creates a gentle lift that brightens the entire expression. Choose a cream or lightweight powder blush in a soft rose, peach, or berry tone. Smile slightly to find the upper part of your cheek rather than the lowest point. Tap the blush gently onto the area just above where the cheek naturally rounds. Blend upward toward the temples, using small circular motions. This technique keeps the color soft and glowing rather than concentrated in one spot. The result is a natural, radiant flush that makes you look refreshed and subtly lifted. Once your cheeks have regained warmth, you can use cream textures thoughtfully to smooth and enhance the skin even further. Cream textures can smooth and refresh mature skin. Many women over 60 avoid cream products because they worry about feeling greasy or looking shiny. The truth is that cream formulas can be incredibly flattering on mature skin when applied correctly. They melt into the complexion, soften texture, and give a natural radiance that powder sometimes cannot achieve. As skin becomes drier with age, powders can settle into fine lines or highlight flaky areas. Creams, however, move with the skin. They create a soft, hydrated finish that looks more like your natural glow. The issue comes when too much product is used, which can leave a tacky or heavy feeling. A small amount is all you need. Begin by warming the cream product between your fingers. This helps it spread evenly and prevents patches. Apply it with light tapping motions rather than dragging it across the skin. Focus on areas where you want a bit of life, such as the upper cheeks or along the temples. If the product still feels too moist, gently press a tissue over the area to lift away any excess without disturbing the color. Used this way, cream products bring softness, freshness, and movement to the face. Once your skin has that gentle glow, you can keep everything in place without adding heaviness. Light, strategic placement keeps makeup fresh. Setting makeup is a common concern for women over 60. Too much powder can settle into fine lines and highlight texture, yet skipping it entirely can cause makeup to shift throughout the day. The key is not to set the whole face, but to target only the areas that need a little support. As mature skin becomes drier, heavy powder can cling to uneven spots and create a flat, dull effect. Applying it sparingly keeps the look natural while still giving you the staying power you want. You are not mattifying your entire complexion. You are simply preventing movement where it tends to happen most. Choose a finely milled, translucent powder and use a very small brush rather than a large, fluffy one. Lightly tap the brush into the product. Tap off the excess and press it gently into areas where makeup creases or smudges. Common spots include around the nostrils, the inner corners of the eyes, and the center of the forehead. Avoid sweeping motions. Pressing helps the powder blend seamlessly without adding texture. This method keeps your makeup looking fresh and smooth, while preserving the skin's natural glow. Once everything feels softly set, you can adjust your routine to work beautifully even if you wear glasses each day. Your features can shine even behind lenses. Many women over 60 feel their makeup disappears when they put on their glasses. Frames can cast shadows, magnify certain areas, or hide others. A few small adjustments can bring your features forward again and make your face look bright, defined and elegant behind any pair of lenses. Glasses often highlight the center of the face, which means any discoloration or unevenness there becomes more noticeable. Softening redness around the nose and adding a touch of brightness under the eyes becomes even more important when wearing frames. Lenses can also create shadows, so keeping the lid, definition subtle and clean helps the eyes stay open and visible. If your frames are bold, keep eye makeup simple. A gentle brow shape, a clean tight line, and a touch of mascara are often enough. If your frames are thin or minimal, you can add a little more emphasis to the eyes to keep them from receding. Avoid heavy lower liner, as lenses tend to magnify it and can make the eyes look tired. Finish with a lip color that brings life to your complexion. Glasses draw attention to the center of your face, and a bright but soft lip shade balances the entire look beautifully. Once you feel comfortable enhancing your features behind glasses, you can also support sensitive eyes with techniques that are gentle and soothing. You can define your eyes gently and safely. Many women over 60 experience increased sensitivity around the eyes. Products that once felt comfortable can now sting, water, or cause redness. This can make eye makeup feel intimidating, but you can still enjoy soft, flattering definition with the right techniques and formulas. As the skin and tear ducts become more delicate with age, heavy liners and fragrance products can trigger irritation. Rubbing or tugging only makes things worse. A gentle approach keeps the eyes comfortable while still giving them a bright, lifted appearance. Think of enhancing the lashes and lash line rather than applying bold color. Choose an eyeliner that is formulated for sensitive eyes and make sure it glides without pulling. Instead of lining the entire eye, place small dots along the upper lash line and softly smudge them. This gives the illusion of fuller lashes without overwhelming the lid. For mascara, look for hypoallergenic formulas and apply only 1 or 2 light coats. Focusing on the outer corners opens the eyes without adding weight. If your eyes water easily, avoid makeup on the lower lash line entirely. Keeping that area clean makes the whole look fresher and reduces smudging throughout the day. This gentle routine gives you soft, elegant definition while keeping your eyes comfortable. Once your eye routine feels calm and effortless, you can bring back even more vitality by adding color strategically to the rest of your face. A touch of warmth restores youthful balance. One common concern women over 60 share is feeling washed out, even when they have applied makeup. As natural pigmentation softens with age, the face can lose some of the contrast that once made it look vibrant. Adding color back in the right places brings balance, glow, and a sense of youthful energy. As the skin tone changes over time, muted shades can blend into the complexion instead of enhancing it. This creates a flat look that makes you feel less radiant than you truly are. You do not need bold colors to fix this. You only need tones that gently brighten without overwhelming your features. Focus on 3 areas where a small amount of color makes a big difference. A soft blush, high on the cheeks, brings warmth and lift. A flattering lip shade adds life to the center of the face. A touch of subtle shadow on the eyes opens the gaze. Choose shades that echo natural tones, such as rosy pinks, peaches, or warm berries. Think about how your skin looks when you have been outside in fresh air and recreate that effect softly. This approach makes your whole face appear more awake and expressive with very little effort. Once you have added uplifting color, you can avoid the common mistakes that make makeup look heavier on mature skin. Avoiding small errors keeps everything natural. Many women over 60 feel frustrated when their makeup looks heavier than they intended. The issue is almost never the products. It is usually 1 or 2 small habits that make makeup settle or appear too strong. When you adjust these details, your entire routine becomes softer and more elegant. As skin texture changes with age, applying too much product in one area can create a thick appearance. Using heavy layers of foundation, applying concealer too far from the inner corner, or dragging blush low on the cheeks can all add weight to the face. These choices draw attention to texture and make the skin look less smooth. To keep your look fresh, use a light touch everywhere. Apply complexion products only where you truly need them rather than across the entire face. Press powders gently instead of sweeping them. Choose softer colors that blend easily with your natural tones. Focus on techniques that enhance rather than completely transform your features. When you avoid these small mistakes, your makeup appears polished and natural, allowing your true beauty to shine through. Once you understand what to avoid, you can create a simple daily routine that feels effortless and empowering. A simple ritual that brings confidence and elegance daily. Many women over 60 want to look refreshed, but feel overwhelmed by long routines. The truth is that you do not need a full kit or complicated steps to look polished. A 5-minute ritual can lift your features, brighten your complexion, and help you feel confident every morning. As we age, decision fatigue becomes real. Too many products create stress instead of ease. A streamlined routine removes the pressure and gives you reliable results every time. When you know exactly what to use and where to place it, makeup becomes something that supports you rather than something you dread. Begin with a touch of hydration to smooth the canvas. Add a little tint or spot correction only where needed. Gently define your brows and soften the eyes with a quick tightline or light mascara. Press a small amount of blush high on the cheeks and choose a lip color that brightens your face instantly. These steps take only moments but create a naturally lifted, fresh appearance that suits every day of your life. Having this simple routine brings peace of mind and a sense of readiness. It reminds you that you can still feel elegant, capable, and visible with very little effort. With your daily ritual in place, you are ready to finish the video with a final thought of encouragement. Thanks for watching till the end. If this video helped, please like and subscribe for more. If you found this helpful, I promise the one on screen now will be a game changer for you.